guys, Mrs. Robertson here again. So here we are on chapter 9, lesson 3, and what we're going to be doing today is the using non-standard units to measure length. What they mean by non-standard units is it's something that is not standard. So if you talk about a standard unit, you've probably seen this. This is a ruler, and it has different units of measurement. These are inches. That is a standard unit to measure length. What they mean by non-standard unit is just measuring things using other things. So what we have here, with your math books, you guys got some squares. I didn't have a copy of that available, so I just made some squares, and I did different colors just because I thought you wouldn't be able to see it that well if I use the same color on this document camera. So that's why I have different colors. I know you have a sheet of pink, so hopefully you cut out those squares already. If you didn't, please pause this video and go cut those out because you're going to need those today. So here we go. We have your squares, and the problem is Jimmy sees that his boat is about 6 color tiles long. Draw Jimmy's boat. Draw the color tiles to show how you measured. So the non-standard measurement that we're using today is these squares. So what you're basically saying is how many squares long are these different tools that we look at. So what they want us to find is a boat that is 6 color tiles long. So when you're measuring, what I need you to do is you're going to start from a line. Okay, that is the biggest thing that kids get wrong, so don't get tricked by that. I'm putting this just so there's a different color, hopefully that you can see that better. I'm actually going to draw a line so it's nice and dark for you. Okay, so there's my line that we start from. He has a boat that is 6 color tiles long. So what you need to do is take your color tiles, or your squares, and you're going to put 6 right next to each other. The thing that kids do wrong often when they measure is that they might have their squares like that and say, oh look, that's 6 long. What do you think? So what you have to do is be careful to get all of your squares touching each other. There we go. So I have 6 color tiles together. So what the task here is to draw a boat. So I'm going to hold down these squares and I'm going to kind of draw a line. So that's about how long my boat has to be. And also it says draw the color tiles to show how you measured. So it's okay if you're not drawing super straight lines. Just do your best. That's what I always tell my class, is just do your best. So here is my line, and I'm going to have to draw my color tiles here. I'm just going to put a line at the top and a line at the bottom, and then you go ahead and make those into different squares, and I take them away and draw a line. It's okay if they don't look perfect, just as long as you're doing your best. Okay. So that's 6 tiles long, and now your task is to draw a boat. Please don't laugh at my boat. Here we go. I should have started lower. And then I'm going to make, how about that's it? There's my boat. Maybe you can draw some people in the boat. Maybe he's got a fishing pole. Okay. Ridiculous, but there it is. There's my boat. It is 6 color tiles long. Good job. Now I want you to try. I want you to pause this video and you do yours. Ready? Go. All right. Hopefully you pause this video and you're ready to start again. This part, you guys, is going to be hard. It says to measure all of these different tools. Do you have these tools in your house? Maybe, maybe not. I'm a teacher, so I have a stapler at my house. You might not have a stapler, and that's okay. You're just going to have to find other things to measure. To show you examples, I kind of got a bunch of different stuff from my house. But we're going to start with the example that they have a marker that is, it looks like it's actual size. So we're going to start from there. Do you notice how the squares start at the same line as the marker does? So here they already did 2 of the squares for you. So I want you to take the rest of your squares from that paper. Hopefully they're the same size as mine or similar. But if they're not, you're going to get a different answer than I will. Okay. Let's count how many squares we have there. I'm going to put pink just so you can see the difference where they stop. Okay, so let's see how many tiles we have there. You can see that there's 5 tiles. It's about 5 tiles long. It's going to be a little trickier when you use real objects, and I'm going to show you why. The first thing I found was this broken crayon. I want to point out you're not measuring this picture of a crayon. The directions, you should always read the directions first. Use real objects. Use your squares to measure. So I went and found this, what I had for a crayon. That was the first thing I could find. So the thing you always need to be careful of is that your squares start right at the end of your object. So there's 1 square, and here's 2 squares. Oh look, it's almost perfectly 2 squares long. If you have a whole crayon, which I hope you have more whole crayons around your house than I do, then your crayon will be longer than 2 squares. My crayon is only 2 squares long, or 2 tiles. And I do happen to have a stapler, and I'm going to show you here how it works. So I'm going to put my stapler down here. I'm actually going to put it on this paper just so it's a little bit clearer, not right on top of the other paper. Okay, so you're going to take your color tiles and you start it at the same, I'm going to put it on this line. I don't know if you can see that dotted line. Just so that we're starting at the same line, because that's always the problem when kids get the answer, a different answer. That's always what it is. Or they have their squares like that. They have to be touching each other. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, look at this. So this stapler is not quite 7 tiles long, and it's not quite 8. So if you think it goes to most of it looks like it kind of gets most of the tile. So I'm going to go ahead and count that one. And this is where what we say, use your best judgment. You might think that it looks more like 7 tiles, and I'm going to call this 8. So it's up to you. And if you don't have a stapler, that's okay. I don't expect you to have a stapler. You can just go around and find different things that you have in your house. I happen to have a paintbrush. I happen to have a scissors, but then again, I'm a teacher, so I have these things. So I went around and I found some random things just in case you don't have a stapler. Here is a child's fork. So let's do that instead of the stapler if you don't have one. So you're going to put your square there. Make sure you start it at the same edge. So there should be almost a line here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, here we are. Is it 5 tiles or is it 6 tiles? I'm going to go ahead and call that 6. So you use your best judgment on this. This is the tricky part of this lesson. And you might have a different scissors than I have. So maybe your scissors is shorter, maybe your scissors is longer. I also got some other little tools here that you can measure. I have a baby's Lego. You could use that. I have a bolt. You could use something like that. So you're just going to have to probably find things around your house that you can use to measure and just do your best. So hopefully your family is around to give you a little bit of help if you run into some trouble. So if you don't have a stapler, you can just put an X on it and then draw a picture of whatever it was that you used. So we're going to stop here and go to the next